Good Sunday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather. Meteorologist Robert Smith. It's about 2:45 in the afternoon here on this almost tomorrow. I think is the halfway mark this month. Actually, today is. There's 30 days in September. We are looking at the Asbury Park Boardwalk Cam, where the Hearsay Now concert festival is ongoing this afternoon, and beautiful waves coming in. So these are definitely some surfers out there, but rip current risk is on the moderate side for today, maybe even higher than that. So be careful if you're going in the water. This is on the North Beach here, and you can see a lot of the festival goers here on the boardwalk too. Coming in this afternoon. Meanwhile, near the convention center this afternoon, we have a lot of people walking around. I don't know why this isn't showing up. Here it goes. And as a result of that, we have a lot of people still on the beach and a lot of people on the boardwalk. It's a beautiful, beautiful afternoon. Live views at 2:43 this afternoon from Summit One, Vanderbilt, New York City, at the tower here at 79 degrees. And it's just gorgeous outside. If we look at some of the others, here we've got the Giraffes in Greenville, South Carolina, where it's a beautiful day, a little cloudy, probably some showers around the area with that offshore low. Giraffes are not minding this at all. They're having a good day out there. Myrtle Beach looks stormy, and the cam looks stormy too, but there's some people out there. 79 degrees at Myrtle Beach right now, this hour. We did Summit One. The monument here in New York City looks good. And now we're back into New Orleans on Bourbon Street. It's 81 degrees on this Sunday afternoon at about 1:44 their time. And Wrigley Field here in Illinois, in Chicago, Illinois, it's 84 this hour. And it's just beautiful at Marco Island in Florida, 2:44 this afternoon. Look at that sky, just absolutely gorgeous. Fort Myers, also the same. It's hot and humid there, but it's 90 degrees and a beautiful sky there. Tampa, also at 88, beautiful sky conditions. And of course, in Puerto Rico, our favorite little spot here, the El Conquistador resort here. Las Vegas looks good. The desert here looks good. It's 88 at 11:45 this morning, their time right now. Dallas looking good too. Hazy hot, 84. And that's it. We're going to go ahead and talk about the weather right now. At Asbury Park at 73, feels like 77. It's going to get to a high today in the next hour or so, about 74. Pollen is high just about everywhere you go. So get back to the Weather Center here in West Orange. Here at the Weather Center, it's 77. Feels like 85. Today's high getting up to right about where it is right now. Pollen is high. Wind is out of the east at coming in off the ocean there at about 7 miles an hour. Humidity comfortable, 42%. Visibility better than 10 miles. Air pressure is good. It feels like 85 right now. Air quality is good at 39. UVI index is 5. That's moderate. Dew point's comfortable at 55. The wind is coming in out of the east at about 7 to 19 miles an hour. Again, the allergies today will be the weed and the grass. I've been sneezing horrifically. And the visibility is excellent. High pressure's in control. Sunset tonight at 7:04. 80% phase of the moon. The next full moon coming up in just a couple of days here this week on September the 18th. And the moon set will be at 4:30 tomorrow morning. It's a beautiful sky across the area this afternoon. You can see some of these clouds, these cumulus clouds building up here coming in on a northeast wind. And over the top of that, we have a southwest flow aloft. But on the surface, we have an east-northeast wind coming in from off the ocean. Low-level water vapor channel showing lots of dry air in place. Shortwave IR showing the same kind of thing. The wind's coming in from off the ocean, and at the lower levels and at the higher levels, the winds are blowing in from the southwest. Things are warming up nicely here. We have 83 this hour at Piney Hollow, Cherry Hill, Mannington, 82 at Sewell and Upper Deerfield. Cooler spots right along the shore. It's absolutely gorgeous out. Seabright 72, Harvey Cedars and LBI 72, High Point in Northwest Jersey at 73, Atlantic City is also at 73, and Point Pleasant at 73. At New Brunswick, at the University's Rutgers University Meteorology Program at Cooks College, it's 80, and the wind is out of the east-northeast at about 4 to 11 miles per hour. Let's take a look at other temperatures across the region here. We're basically in the upper 70s to low and mid 80s. It's about 79 right now at JFK. Down by the shore points, Seaside Heights at 73. So it's a little cooler here. Inland here, we're at 75 in Parsippany. Daily minimums this morning, they weren't too bad. They were basically in the mid 50s to lower 60s, and even in some mid and upper 60s here, right along the coastal strands of Ocean and Cape May counties here. Relative humidity's in check this hour. It is absolutely gorgeous. The dew points are very comfortable. They're in the upper 50s to around 60. That's not too bad for this time of year. With the lower sun angle, and there's absolutely nothing going on in the radar. The geo color looks good, as we just showed you, and the water vapor channel, lots of dry air in place. All the action right now is along this frontal boundary off the South Carolina coast and Georgia coast here, pulling in plumes of moisture off of the ocean here. So it's raining around Myrtle Beach and places such as that. Also, along the stalled out frontal boundary, we have numerous showers and thunderstorms now just south of West Palm Beach into the Miami-Dade County area this afternoon, where temperatures are already in the low to the mid 80s. Coastal water temperature guide here, we're basically at Sandy Hook at about 72 degrees. Water temperatures are basically quite warm, but they're still in the low to the mid 70s. Good thing on this beautiful Sunday here is the midway mark in September. We have absolutely no airport delays here in the northern mid-Atlantic region. This is some great news here coming out of Justin Godnick's NBC 10 here in Philly. Guess what? James Gregorio, the former meteorologist for many, many years in New Jersey 12 here in New Jersey, is going to start tomorrow. That's great news. Into the National Hurricane Center we go here with Tropical Storm Gordon, gust up to 40 miles an hour, central pressure 1,006 millibars. It's moving to the south-southwest at about 8 knots to about 9 miles an hour. If we take a look at this, it's going to stay away from just about everything here in the ocean. Meanwhile, we have this disturbance here, which is off the southeast coast, AL 95. It's still non-tropical. It's along a frontal boundary across the southeastern U.S. coast. It's producing winds to gale force near its center, and the low is forecast to move northwest to northward over the warm waters of the Gulf Stream towards the coast of the Carolinas and become a subtropical or tropical storm during the next day or two. This as of 2 o'clock this afternoon. Air Force Hunter aircraft currently investigating the system. We'll get into that in a minute. Formation chances over the next 48 hours is about 50%, next 7 days at 50%. Air Force low-level reconnaissance is in this storm right now off the Georgia coast, South Carolina coast here, and it's gathering information about this storm, and we'll keep you updated. And as far as Gordon goes, again, this is a tropical storm now entering a depressional state. Depression into a storm as it heads out over the ocean, way away from everybody. Obviously, if you looked at the webcams from Asbury this afternoon, it's like totally packed on the boardwalk, either side in the north or the south side of the beach. And the North Beach, where the concert's being held, it's surf stage. Let's see, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, 3:25, just a few minutes from now, Kool and the Gang is going to take the stage. Then at 6 p.m. on the main stage here, it's Trey Anastasio Band at 5:25, and a 3-hour set to close it out tonight with a curfew at 10:30 with Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Meanwhile, going on right now on the park stage is Edgy, and then Norah Jones comes on at 4:30 this afternoon, and the Gaslight Anthem at 6:25. All tickets are completely sold out. Covering the aviational weather deck this afternoon, it is VFR. Sunny skies and east-southeast winds at about 10 to 15 knots. Few gusts up to 20. Beautiful. VFR tonight, again, maybe some patchy late night, early morning fog. Not a problem. We saw that this morning as well. Monday's looking good, but the low clouds begin to develop with MVFR and IFR ceilings on Monday night. And Tuesday night, forget about it. It's like IFR conditions, some heavy rain possible, low clouds in between periods of rain, gusts near 20 knots. from Atlantic City and Millville on Tuesday afternoon. Wednesday again, sub-VFR conditions expected with periods of heavy rain and low clouds, gust over 20 knots possible at all terminals. Rip currents today, east-northeast winds at about 2 to 3 feet. We're seeing that at about 8 to 9 seconds. And so there is a high risk of rip currents along the Delaware beaches and Cape May County coast. For the remaining Jersey area, there's a moderate risk, but that doesn't mean that you should go in the water alone. No, especially with no lifeguards. So don't swim alone and don't swim near piers or jetties. East winds averaging on Monday about 15 to 20 miles an hour, breaking waves 2 to 4 feet. High risk of rip currents tomorrow, life-threatening rip currents for the Delaware beaches and the Jersey Shore. And a rip current statement is now in effect for Monday,